Thank you to everyone working so hard in Seattle and all over the country to take care of our most vulnerable. It's great to see our teams and stadiums helping those who need it the most in our communities. So with the 27th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Jordan Brooks, linebacker, Texas Tech.
Well, this is interesting because I had one coach tell me this week, I wish people would stop putting Jordan Brooks in their mock draft. We love this kid. We don't want everybody to know him. But you look at the numbers there, 367 tackles. He led the Red Raiders in tackles 2016, 2018, and 2019. You look at what he's doing on the field, and the production, Lewis, has just been incredible.
The New York Jets have traded the 48th pick to the Seattle Seahawks. With the 48th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Darrell Taylor, defensive end, Tennessee.
All right, he played outside linebacker at Tennessee, had 8.5 sacks as a redshirt senior, and DJ, one of the only 3 Vols ever to have a 4-sack game.
Yeah, somebody that was hurt this year, but you go back to 2018, you see the get-off right here, the explosiveness that he has coming off the edge. He's got a nice little stutter bull move where he'll set up tackles, then go right through their pads. Just didn't get to see the same guy this year, Booger, because he just wasn't healthy. But I was told this was a potential trade-back scenario for the Seattle Seahawks right outside the first round. Instead, they come up in the second round to get their guy.
With the 69th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Damian Lewis, guard, LSU.
All right, you're going to see a run on offensive linemen here coming off the board here for LSU because they've got a bunch of them that are draft eligible. So what do we think of Damian Lewis here, DJ?
He's a power guard. I mean, he gets some real movement at the point of attack, a very physical player. I thought he played with overall really good awareness. The one tape that people had trouble with was Auburn. Derek Brown was able to get after him, but you have to realize Derek Brown got after just about everybody they played this year at Auburn. But I thought overall, a powerful guy who can torque and turn you and finish you in the run game, and somebody that plays with outstanding awareness in pass protection.
What we need to get going here. Meanwhile, stop me if you've heard this. A tight end from Stanford has been drafted. Colby Parkinson becomes the latest, the 7th tight end from Stanford to be selected in the draft since 2012. He goes to Seattle. Only 1 drop on the year for Colby Parkinson.
Yeah, Colby Parkinson is a tall drink of water when you watch him go down the field. He showed up at Stanford at 220 pounds, and David Shaw was planning on redshirting him, but he was too valuable down in the red area. They could just throw these jump ball fades up to him, and he was able to produce points. He's going to need to add some strength as an inline blocker, but what you see right here is his ability to be on the outside, go up and catch the ball over defenders, especially down in the red zone, and he can run a little bit down the seam. So a little bit of a project here as a pick, but you can't coach that size and you can't coach those ball skills.
Well, listen, we may need a tight end flow-off between Colby Parkinson and Dalton Keene because the manes are strong for both of these players. The hair is exceptional for both of those tight ends, and they are both off the board. Again, another tight end out of Stanford drafted into the NFL, going to Pete Carroll, the head coach, and John Schneider, the general manager. So we could Seahawks go running back here. They take DJ Dallas, the running back out of Miami.
Yeah, DJ Dallas, Trey, during day 3, you're trying to find guys that do 1 or 2 things really well, and DJ Dallas, to me, is the best pass-protecting running back in this year's draft class. He stones guys. He's got that sharp 6-inch punch, as we like to talk about in scouting. He's outstanding also in short yardage situations. He's got a little bulldog to him, just fighting for those tough physical yards. He ran 4.58. I don't think he plays very sudden or explosive, but you can use him in the screen game. But Mel, more than anything else, when you get a guy that can pass protect and is good in short yardage, you've got something to work with.
No question, Dan. You got a run of 50 or more yards in 3 football games. The Florida game, he was impressive. The North Carolina game, you see the return ability as well with DJ Dallas, the former receiver. So I think he'll be a solid, maybe backup. He's good enough to be a full-time guy? No, but as a guy who can contribute in a lot of ways with his versatility, I think DJ Dallas can.
Alton Robertson of Syracuse is now off the board as Alton goes to Seattle. Now, there were a couple of issues Alton Robinson had to deal with. Twice, apparently, he stole his ex-girlfriend's purse, and there were some robbery charges there, and he's had to talk a lot about that. But as for his on-the-field performance, what are we seeing?
Well, you look at somebody that can really get off the ball. He's really a smooth athlete, real fluid. He has that patented up and under move. That's his go-to pass rush move. He'll get you up the field, then he'll cross the tackle's face, and he has that burst. One thing he struggled with was holding up against the run. At the point of attack, you saw him get flat back, needs to play with more strength at the point of attack. But we talk about some of the character issues there. The Seattle Seahawks had some success with Frank Clark, and I don't think they're going to shy away from that if they feel like they're comfortable with the player. Adding him to Darrell Taylor, they've added some juice off the edge in this draft.
Well, again, he had an offer to go to Texas A&M, and after those two incidents, that offer was rescinded, and that's how he ended up at Syracuse, and now he, of course, is at Seattle. Mel, they pick up the wideout out of Florida, Freddie Swain.
Freddie Swain improved as a receiver and also can help you big time in the return game as well. Look at that size, over 6 feet tall, nearly 200 pounds. This past season, turned on the Auburn game, career high in receiving yards, had 6 catches in that game for 146 yards. Career high 8 receptions against Georgia. Did a good job against Florida State as well. And in the return game, he was excellent throughout his career. Led the Gators with a 13.6 yard average per catch. Punt returner, 9.8 yard average per punt return in his career. Had a touchdown as well in the return game. Ability to create separation underneath. He's comfortable, really comfortable working across the middle, which I was impressed with. Only thing with him is a few too many body catches for my liking, but he does a pretty good job of securing the football. Like the way he goes down and gets that low grab. But overall, I think special teams initially in the return game is where he'll have to make his mark as a rookie in the NFL.
Draft. And another LSU player is off the board. It's the tight end. But it's Stephen Sullivan, Daniel Jeremiah, not Thaddeus Moss.
Yeah, no, Stephon Sullivan is somebody who has that prototypical size. It's almost 6'5", 248 pounds. Was a wide receiver and was slow to embrace the whole idea of the move to tight end. He goes to the Senior Bowl. They end up playing at tight end all week long. He did absolutely a wonderful job there. Came back to the folks at LSU and said, okay, I get it. You guys were right. I'm a tight end. He's embraced that going forward. But as you can see at LSU, really kind of that flexed out role. So putting his hand in the ground and being a full-time tight